So right or wrong, probably wrong. Just done something to get the gas tank filler neck for the truck working. So we'll go through all that and I'll show you what we done. We'll see how it works. So currently right now I've got the gas tank out of the truck, but there's your filler neck portion of the gas tank, and where it shows up at is, I'll turn some light on here for us. It goes right there, okay? Now the problem is I'm putting a toolbox here, and so we'll go out to Kagan's truck real quick. It's raining and nasty out there, but I'll show you the difference, because even though Kagan's is a half-ton truck, it's similar to mine before the wreck. So the gas tank filler is right there. And of course off the cab, you're looking at about 10 inches to the center. And so the fuel line goes down in, and down there where I showed you where it goes to in the cab. Or not in the cab, but the gap in the frame there. I'll learn to talk one of these days. So the problem is that I bought this piece, nice stainless steel place for your filler to go, and then it was going to go down through here and go in behind the box. You can see the metal there for the box, and it's right here's where the box is going to stop and go across. So I have to go in behind this and then get into that gap right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the factory tube. I'll wipe the dot. There you go, rain off the lens now. And then what do I do with that? Uh-oh. Give me just a second. Okay, I found it. So the plan is to use the factory rubber tube right there, and I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to use this piece of stainless steel exhaust and make it right about there to where it will stay in the truck, go around the back side of that toolbox. The problem is even with doing that, is that this particular year model used the inside of the hose as the vent. And so what it had is this piece right here. And so this piece connected to the back side of the filler neck. The hose went around this all the way into the tank, and that went into the end of the tank, and it vented around this particular filler piece. So we was trying to figure out how to fix that, because we need it to be a little longer, because obviously I'm adding length to the hose to get around the toolbox. And so Dad got some sweeper hose out, and this one here would actually go over top of it, but it would fill up more of the inside of the tube and wouldn't let it vent properly. So I went and bought a kit off Amazon, like 10 bucks for a sweeper hose, and it gave me the dimensions of the hose on Amazon. And Dad's like, we'll pour some heat to it and we'll squeeze it up on there and let it contract back down on it. And so this is the hose we bought. It is hard plastic, just like standard shop vac hose. And we heated up the end of it and made it larger using this big punch that Dad's got. And then I pulled this piece back out of the filler neck because you couldn't get to it. And we took that little clamp off, then reshaped it and put it back on. There's a lid underneath it here. And now that right there can be shoved back up in there. So let me set the camera down here. And so shove that. Gotta get lined back up now where it was, because we've spun it some. There are two little kind of keepers up in there. Alright, I'm gonna have to get creative, shove that back up in there, because I had a hard time getting it out, and now it doesn't want to go back in. So yeah, I'm gonna get in a better position here, and I'm gonna shove that back together, and then we'll try and put everything back together. And I gotta cut some metal out to get the fuel tank up in place, but once we get the fuel tank up in place, we'll figure out how long we need to cut this off, and we'll show you guys how all that works. Alright, so I found a setting on this camera I like better, so you can kind of see more what's going on around. I had it set wrong. I'm not used to this one yet, so I apologize. Dad's over here. You happy with that one? No. No? So Dad's working on the gas cap lanyard. That way when you take it off to fill it, and get it down in there. Hold on a second, let me turn my light on here. That don't really help too much, but anyways, our end's down in there that we added. And so I've been working for a little while welding up the other box for this side. And I know you guys haven't seen the other side yet, but I'll probably start shooting that video next weekend, because we kind of got the other side put together, and we're gonna go off of this is what we done, and we're gonna go through building the second one. But check that out. So there is a little bit more bend here than what I really wanted, but that sweeper tube does go all the way down into the gas tank. So I'm not afraid of not being able to fill fuel because I can fill the sleeper tube in it, or sweeper tube, I can't talk. And so this right here will still let air travel up around it for vent. So it's a little tighter than I wanted, but I think it'll be fine. And then we come up to the stainless steel exhaust pipe, around to another piece of hose that Dad had, on up to the back side of our factory fuel fitting there. And so what I'm going to do is I don't like the way this rides on this right here, so we're going to go ahead and put the toolbox in, and after I get it in, I'm going to build a support off the toolbox, like a piece of half-cut piece of pipe or something, or a third-cut piece of pipe, and come out with a lip and piece of rubber, and for it to hold that up about like that right there, to where there's a clearance there, and it'll support it with the toolbox of the truck. And so when we take this apart, I'll probably just take this one loose, leave this end connected to the gas tank, and take the bed off the truck that way, and just go ahead and leave all this connected up. And so the next trick, ow, oh, it's tight in there, is I need to make the piece that goes over this, but I'll do that after I get the box in here. So that's how we done the extended fuel fill section for my this is diesel tank, and it does have the internal vent in the tube. There's not an external vent. This vent right here is actually the rear diff vent, and so it comes back here and it's kind of laying loose, but I will tie wrap it to the fuel fill when it's final done. And so fuel fill was originally like here, now it's back here, and I can have room for my toolbox we're going to put in there. Just so everybody knows, I don't remember what I paid for that piece of stainless steel exhaust. It's a 45. The sleeper hose was like $10. Dad had this piece of tube sitting around the shop. I think it's like a radiator hose or something. Being as how diesel fuel will never touch this because it's in the sleeper hose. And of course diesel fuel really shouldn't hurt this anyways. And then that one down there is the original connection from the fuel tank. And then this right here was like a $65 piece that that I bought off of Amazon, I believe. So I will tack this and the price of the sweeper line, and I'll see what I can figure out on what I paid for that 45, and I'll kind of tally this together into part of the bed build for the grand finale. So, but thanks for watching, and hit that subscribe button, and we'll do toolboxes on the next video. And then I've got some Hagen's making noise back here. Then I've got some cool videos what we're going to do with the fuel system on this truck now that we got the gas tank, diesel fuel tank back in it. So See you guys later.